it's Sandra. Welcome to the first live episode of Asexualized No BS Dating Advice. If you are new to this channel, please subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss an episode. I'm someone who's been on the dating scene since 2014. This is in dating groups, on dating websites, on dating apps, and I believe I'm well placed to be able to offer you advice about today's modern dating scene and the things you should and should not be doing when it comes to your dating profile. So I'm only attracted to guys. I am an asexual person, so I'm not sexually attracted to guys, but I'm attracted to guys in multiple other ways. And I'm an asexual that has had sex in the past, but been happily sex-free since 2011. Just to give you some background about me, I've been featured on the Jeremy Vine show talking about asexuality on BBC Radio with Graham Torrington, on multiple podcasts. My book, Asexual Perspectives, which is a best-selling book, has been bought by many people. So here we go for that. And so I'm pretty well known and famous for being asexual. And I run 3 asexual dating groups of my own. And I'm on dating websites that are for asexuals and dating websites that are for non-asexuals. So I understand both sides of that scenario. So I'm on Badoo website and dating app, and this has a category for asexual as a sexual orientation on it. So if you're asexual, it's good to try it out. Asexuality is a sexual orientation based on the lack of sexual attraction. And what this means for me personally is I don't get the need, urge, or want for partner sexual intercourse, but I'm into kissing, I'm into romance, and I do still value a relationship, romantic relationship. So on Badoo dating app and website, there are a number of mistakes I see time and time again with what guys are putting in their dating profile. You can use this as a template for any gender you're talking to, because it doesn't have to be guys that you're interested in, but I particularly and specifically only get attracted to guys. So I'll be telling guys in this video how to improve their profiles, right? First of all, what you want to be doing is filling your bio up with useful information about yourself to give a girl or whatever gender is attracted to you a talking point. If you're heterosexual, you want to be attracting girls, I'm guessing. So you want a girl to be able to talk to you about something. If you've got no information in your bio whatsoever about you, or very little information, this gives nothing for her to be able to talk to you about. So if you're fed up of getting women who don't speak to you, then please change this, because you can't have talking points about things that aren't even there and there's nothing to talk about. So this is a really big problem and issue I see time and time again. And I have some guys that I see that are just like, I don't know what to say here. So they say nothing. If I'm thinking about getting into a relationship with someone, if I'm a girl who's thinking about getting into a relationship or even have a date with someone, I want a guy who's conversational. I do not want a guy who I have to work to make a conversation with. If you can't even put a bio together about yourself and have a conversation in your bio about yourself, then you're not going to be very attractive for someone to want to get into conversation with. In terms of a good person, you might attract the women who just want sex and a hookup, because they'll be like, oh, this person's profile, they don't care who they get, they're just on here, you know, they don't know what to write, they don't really know much about themselves, what they want, no expectations. So maybe if they're attractive, I can just find a way and getting into their inbox and just like show them a video and get them over to my OnlyFans page or something like this, right? But if you're looking for actual real connection with a real person rather than a fake woman who's just trying to get you into her OnlyFans so she can post sex videos to you, then you need to be doing something more in your profile. You need to be doing some work, right? If you can't even write a bio, I will argue, why are you even looking for a relationship or on a dating site in the first place? Because unless you can hold a conversation, how do you think a date's going to be? And if you think the woman's going to be doing all the conversation all the time, then you're barking down the wrong tree, right? You need to be able to open up and have conversations with women or whatever gender you're interested in. You need to be able to do this, guys. And if you can't do this, then stop it. Don't even be on dating sites. It's a waste of your frigging time. And what I hate is when a guy is also putting their bio, I'm so bored. How is that going to attract the right woman if you're so bored? Yes, you might attract the sex women, right? Who can give you some titillation and some fascination and something stimulus to get you addicted and hooked on her. So you just have to pay her money to watch her porn videos, basically. But if you're looking for a real connection with a real person and you don't want your hormones just taking over you so you get addicted to a girl, you know, for no benefit to yourself other than you're looking at her naked body, right? You need to be able to think about what you want to put in your bio and actually how you're going to strike up conversations with a woman in a video date, in an in-person date, because we want to be getting to the stage, guys, where we're not just having a bio, not just having information there about ourselves, but we're actually having a video date as a prequel to an in-person date, right? So you need to be having substantial information in your bio. Not I'm bored. If you're bored, then go and play a board game. Go out with your mates. Go drinking. Go socializing. Whatever you want to do, right? A dating site is not something you should be going on because you're bored and got nothing better to do with your time, right? A dating site is something you should be going on to be able to find a connection with someone, to be able to find someone you can build memories with and create a good time with, right? Not someone who you can just use because you're frigging bored. It's not a reason to get into a relationship or date someone. You should have some enticing things, some interesting things in your profile. So talk about some of the things you've done in life. Talk about your hobbies, your interests, your work. What do you like most about the work you do? What do you find fascinating in everyday life? What fills your cup up? What do you enjoy doing? Do you enjoy socializing? Go to the cinema, out for meals? Have you talked at a seminar before? Have you given a convention talk? Are you into like retro stuff? Are you into like 60s and 70s music? Are you interested in pottery or painting or carpentry or photography? Are you interested in nature and traveling? What are you interested in? Like, what is interesting about you? If you want to create interest about you, you need to be interesting. You need to say what's interesting about you to create interest about you. You see how this works? Right? If you haven't got anything interesting to say, why should someone be interested in you? Be interesting to be having people interested in you, investing time in you, wanting to talk to you. Be interesting. And don't tell me you've got nothing to be interested about in your life. If that's true, then don't be on a freaking dating site. Go and sort your life out. Go and get a social life. Go and plow yourself in objects. Objects? Objects is a cross between hobbies and projects, right? I made that word up. It sounds great, right? Go and have some objects. Go and take interest in hobbies and projects and go and actually do those things. But don't forget to leave space in your life for a person to date you, right? If you're so busy in your life that you've got no time for dating, you're putting in your profile, I'm not on here very much. Add me on Snapchat. That is not the way to do dating, people. If you haven't got time to be on dating sites yet, you want to date, you haven't got time to date. So you should just not even bother. If all you're doing is collecting women on your Snapchat or on your WhatsApp account, that isn't proper dating. That's just like having a little black book they used to do years ago. Like we have a black book of all different women's names, and when you're bored, you can just like talk to them and maybe hook up with them. That's what that equivalent is. This modern day equivalent is the of people being added to your WhatsApp. It's just like that little black book years ago. It's old hat. It's boring. It's been done a million times. Maybe some women fall for it, right? But if you've got nothing better to do with your life than have loads of women's phone numbers on WhatsApp and you're just going between 20, 40 or however many women you're going between, it's not a good life for you, right? You need to get some hobbies, get some interests, and be interesting for people to be interested in you. Go and make use of yourself in this world. Feel good about yourself so you attract good women for you. You attract healthy women, right? If you've got nothing, even if you're unemployed, you're not working due to health conditions, for example, right? Doesn't mean to say you can't get someone, but what do you think you should be like if you can't work, if you've got mental health problems, difficulties? What do you think you should be doing to attract someone? If you are in this position, you should be working on your characteristics and personal qualities, as well as taking online courses, enhancing your personal and professional development at home, growing as a person. Just because you've got mental health difficulties and disabilities does not stop you from changing your life and developing yourself and growing yourself into becoming a better version of you. It doesn't stop it, right? The only way you're going to change your life is by putting different stuff into your mind, which changes your thoughts, feelings, emotions, and actions. So if you're not doing this, go and do this. Do not end up writing bios where you're bored, you don't know what you're doing here, add me on Snap because I'm not really on here. This puts women off. Serious women, interested women, healthy women, it puts them off. Why would they want to bother with you if you're bored with your life? If you're bored with your life, you're only going to bore them when they're talking to you because you've got nothing interesting to say. How do you think a relationship with dates going to go? Sure, some women might not mind. They just might want to hook up. If they're bored themselves, it might be, oh, like, just let's have some sex, right? Because I've got nothing better to do with my time. And it might be exciting for like 5 minutes or whatever you do it for, right? But if you're looking for something more meaningful, if you're looking for someone you can regularly meet up with, go out with, go to events with, go to gigs with, this type of thing, you want to be writing something about your personality, about your hobbies and interests, about yourself, like interesting fact about you, something that makes people spark interest in you. You know, I would not bother with people who barely write anything in their bio. It's very rare I will bother with someone like that, right? I'm not saying it never happens. There's someone I seem to have liked that I happen to have liked by accident that seems to have got bored in their bio and I didn't realise earlier. And I'm like thinking, this is really bad, Sandra. Why do you like them? I think maybe I did just see their picture and didn't check out their bio this time, whereas usually I do. Or it might be on Badoo. I noticed some people I was actually like trying to swipe away from and it swiped it the other way by accident. So I ended up liking people that I didn't actually want to like because they're not suitable for me. So you have to watch that with dating apps. So I'm not perfect, you know, and I'm not saying I never speak to anyone, but I noticed something in his bio he likes going traveling anywhere, and that's no good for me. So you've got to bear in mind if you want to go traveling around the world, then you're going to either attract the wrong person who hasn't read your bio properly, who wants to settle down where they are and doesn't want to go traveling, or you know, you're going to attract the more carefree person who, you know, is up for traveling maybe, or you might not even attract someone that's into traveling at all and you just not realize. So you should be writing stuff in your bio but also checking other people's bios out, right? So the bio is so important as it's a gateway to being able to bridge from not speaking to anyone to actually talking to other people. If you're not giving that bridge, if you're not giving that into your life, that facility to be able to talk to you, you are literally cutting your chances dead. Right? You want to bridge the gap between this person's over here, I'm over here. How do we get to a middle ground? I'm very proactive, so I'll usually pick something out their profile. But if they've got nothing in their bio, what can I talk to them about? I have to start from scratch. And if a guy is just after conversation with a woman and for her to share everything with him, he's not a good guy, right? He's not in the girl's best interests because he's not willing to have something real with her. He doesn't really want her in a serious way. Because only a guy who shares things about his life, his emotions, his feelings, and thoughts is serious about connecting with that person, is serious about getting to know that person, who wants something with a person. Otherwise, they wouldn't want to do that. So guys who withhold information, who don't want to share things, obviously if your female has just met a guy online, he doesn't have to share everything with you because you need to build trust first of all, right? But one of the ways in which you build trust is by sharing some more private information or personal information or some more information than you would share normally when you just meet someone. And in order to get a conversation going, you know, you kind of need to ask guys about their opinions about things. So if you see something in their profile and they're doing a job, like what particularly about that job do they like? Why are they doing what they're doing? More than just a job they're doing, like why are they doing that? What is the philosophy behind it? What is the reasoning behind it? What makes them feel good about doing that? So you're trying to find out more about their feelings and emotions. But if you are not putting stuff in your bio, then a person has to do a lot more work to talk to you and to be able to talk to you. Similarly, I see some guys and they're putting in their profile like, oh, if you don't like me the way I am, just F off, right? And so if I'm a good woman, which I am, And I look at that, I'm like, all right, I don't want that type of guy in my life, right? A guy who is just not being able to work on himself, not prepared to change himself, not prepared to grow and become a better version of him is not a healthy guy to be in a relationship with you. If you're putting stuff like that in your bio, you need to look at your life and think, hey, I need to change myself, right? Because yes, you want someone to love you for who you are, but if you're not willing to do any change and any work on yourself to be in a relationship, to better yourself in your life, then you're not going to be a good guy for someone, a healthy guy for someone. Right? If you're having a picture in your bio and you're sticking your fingers up and being rude, like a good person is not going to want that. Yeah, you might get a woman who really doesn't give a toss about who she's talking to and seeing, but if you keep getting women who just want to hook up with you, it's more than likely you're doing these things. You're hardly putting anything in your bio. You're doing it from a place of boredom. You're doing the bio from a place of I've not got much interesting to say. If someone's saying I'm not a very interesting person, then I'm going to be thinking, okay, you're not a very interesting person. Why should I talk to you then? If a guy's putting himself down in his profile, it's not going to be good. He should work on his self-esteem issues. I'm not a very good looking guy. I mean, I don't mind it if a guy said I'm not the best looking in the world, but you know, I can offer you this and I can offer you that, you know, like I've got a kind heart. I'm generous with my time. I love spending time with the people who I care about. If you become an important part of my life, then that includes you. And, you know, this type of thing. So, a guy who's not big headed, who's not egotistical, who says, you know, I realize there's better looking guys than me in the world, but, you know, I like the way I look and I've got all these nice personal qualities. That's okay because you're being like, you're not being egotistical. But if you start putting yourself down, going, oh, like, I never do well on dating sites, you're like already putting someone off you, right? You want to be, yes, telling someone the truth about you, but some of these things you're saying are just completely putting a woman off. They were like, well, why should I bother? I've got a guy who I started talking to, and he's like, oh, I've never had a healthy relationship in my life. I don't attract, you know, I don't attract healthy people. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm a healthy person. So I really need to be leaving this conversation and not getting involved with this guy because, you know, and I can understand because he said some stuff already that is red flags. You know, for the fact that he's even told me he doesn't end up having a healthy relationship and something happened, but he can't tell me what it is. Something massive's gone on in his life. And it's like already drama's there. And I don't even have any insight into really why what's happening is happening. It's like he doesn't have to tell me, right? Which is fine because he's only just met me. He doesn't trust me, probably. So that's okay. But if someone's already saying they attract unhealthy people, they've already set their mind on the fact that they're not going to have a healthy relationship. Do you see how this works? So even if you have had unhealthy relationships, you need to work on why that is and get some therapy and help to improve yourself in order to stop attracting those type of people. And if you have someone who shows up in your life that's actually a good person for you, you're not going to recognize it if all you're doing is keep constantly telling yourself, oh, I only attract unhealthy people. I can only get unhealthy people. Then only unhealthy people will be attracted to you because it's not attractive if you just keep saying I get an unhealthy person. And you know, that's not good. I find that people, guys, for example, who haven't worked on their childhood trauma issues, who are avoidant attachment style, for example, they will be avoiding difficult conversations. They'll be avoiding getting into a real relationship, avoiding having real connection because they don't want to get hurt. And they will not be presenting themselves in the best way and they'll be putting themselves down. If you've got self-esteem issues, it's not up to another person to get into a relationship with you, make you feel better about yourself because it's not going to work. Doesn't matter what that person says. If you don't like yourself and who you are, you're still not going to like yourself who you are, and that's going to be very difficult and upsetting for the person who's in a relationship or dating you. Right? They're not going to want that drama and that negativity of you putting yourself down all the time. It drags them down with you. And if you don't believe you can have a healthy relationship, then why should anyone else believe you can? Well, you have to know it's possible, but you'll have to do work on yourself to change that. And you'll not know if a person is good for you if they come in your inbox. If all you do is be blinded by people in your past, if you're still living the past and all the bad relationships you've gone through and all the unhealthy relationships you've gone for, then you will not notice a good person when they land in your inbox. You won't appreciate that person. You won't acknowledge it. You won't wake up to it. You'll just be like dead about it. You'll just be like sleeping about it. And you'll miss that opportunity with that good person. Right? You need to be able to spot the signs of an abuser, a narcissist, and make sure you're none of those things. And you need to be able to spot them in order to keep yourself safe from that type of person and people. You need to be working on yourself to become a healthier version of you so someone can be in a healthy relationship with you. And, if you've got so many issues, get yourself sorted out first before you engage in a relationship with someone. Sort your own problems and issues out. Learn how to change your life for the better forever. Learn how to think more positively. Learn how to have healthier habits, healthier mindset, healthier philosophy. Learn how to become a better person, a better guy. So that when you're writing in your bio, you're writing the truth. You're not coming from a bored place or unhappy place or place where you dislike yourself and think you're ugly, as some people put in their profile, And when you've just come out of a relationship and you're going straight into the dating scene, it just makes you look like, oh, well, if I get into a relationship with that guy, he's not going to give a shit about me, is he really? When he's off chasing other women, we just split up from a relationship. Usually guys who go from one relationship to another are guys that haven't sorted their shit out. Guys, you got to sort your shit out. If you keep having problems in relationships, sort it out. Take responsibility for some of those problems that went on, right? Did you not communicate effectively with your ex-partner? Did you not talk to them enough? Did you not appreciate them enough? Did you not have difficult conversations with them? Did you not show them that you value their worth on a daily basis? Did you not give importance to when they made time for you, when they cared about you, when they showed you they love you and that you mean something to them? Or did you just take it for granted and show unappreciation and show that you're not really that bothered about them? Did you have a problem with them, and instead of talking to them about it, you just went all quiet and plunged yourself into your work and repressed and suppressed what was going on and didn't bother to sort it out with them? Did you do these type of things? If so, you need to realize you have a problem with communication and sort that out. You need to realize you should be able to say sorry. You should be able to apologize authentically and be happy and comfortable with saying sorry. When I see guys and it's like, oh, writing stuff like, I don't take anything too seriously. That is so bad. And if you're that type of person, you're that type of person. But at the end of the day, why aren't you taking life seriously? Why aren't you taking relationships seriously? Why aren't you taking dating seriously? Why aren't you taking a career seriously? Can you not commit? To me, that means you're non-committal. If you can't take things seriously in life, you're non-committal. But you can't, because you can't be serious about anything. You're more like of a clown playing around, carefree, happy-go-lucky, and you're not trying to make something work. If I'm looking at a guy's profile like that, then I'll be thinking, well, he's non-committal. He's not going to commit to a relationship. He's not going to be serious about it if he does commit. He's not going to put the time, energy, and work into the relationship that it takes to be healthy. And so why would I bother with a guy like that? So you are putting stuff in your bio like this, which may be true. And if it is true, I would say, why aren't you being serious about life? What is so bad about being serious about something and actually committing to something in a serious manner? When I see guys saying, oh, answering the question like it's anything like off limits to be joked about, something like that, the question is, and they're like, no, you can joke about anything, anything's fair game. That is not going to be a good guy. Right? Because if you can joke about anything and everything at someone else's expense, that is a narcissistic trait, right? You shouldn't be laughing at someone else's expense. So if something's fair game and you don't care what you're laughing at, including the personal qualities, values, beliefs, and anything else the other person has, that's not going to be a healthy relationship for that person to be in with you, right? Anything is not fair game to be laughed at. You shouldn't be laughing at people who bully other people, who are nasty to other people, who are abusive to other people. You shouldn't be laughing at people's expense. This is not pleasant experience. So if you are putting stuff like this in your profile, that is a turn off. If you are not showing your photographs, if you're showing some picture with the head scribbled out, or you're showing emojis, or you're showing like a symbol or some other picture, cartoon character, you're not showing your real authentic self, this is a distinct turn off. Why should someone date you and be interested in you if they can't even see what you look like? Right? This is dishonest. It's shying away from responsibility because you don't want other people to know that you're on a dating site. Basically, you're probably in a relationship with someone else. You're probably just using the site for hookups. Again, this is going to put someone off you. So use real, raw, authentic photographs, not Photoshop photographs, photographs that show you in authentic settings like the beach, on a cathedral green, for example, just sat outside your home, sat on a chair inside your home, eating out, these type of things in natural environments as possible, in different environments. And smile. I don't see enough guys smiling. Smiling makes you approachable. It makes you warm. It makes someone want to talk to you more because you're welcoming and inviting, right? If you're standoffish, if you've got moodiness, it's not going to bode well. And I see so many guys going, I'm a happy guy all the time. You can't be happy all the time. That's a lie. So that's another thing that put me off. Also, guys who say they're a certain age in their bio, yet they're telling them that yet it's coming up a different age that they actually are. So say the dating app that I'm using says the guy's 22, and he's like, well, really, I'm 27. He's lied. He's either lied when he set the account up, or if it's Facebook dating, for example, he's lied when he set his Facebook profile up. He's lied. A liar once is always a liar. Lying is not acceptable. I would not date or get into a relationship with that type of guy. That's a huge no-no. Set your profile up right in the first place, or recreate another profile if you've made a mistake and can't get back to that scenario. But you should be able to go back into any of your settings and change your date of birth to the correct one. Like, even though I'm not interested in my birth certificate age, I do show my birth certificate age on dating sites where I need to show it, where I have to show it. Some dating sites you don't have to show your age, right? But a lot of them you do. And I don't lie about that. Right? So make sure that you're doing these things. Make sure your photographs are authentic and true and raw and real. Make sure you're showing a variety of photographs, not just one. That makes you more attractive because people want to see you in different settings. And like I said, smile. I see so many guys, and some guys put in their profile, oh, I'm happy guy and I like to spread happiness. Like, he looks effing miserable. He looks so moody. It's like, why would I want to talk to you? You look really unapproachable. Someone I wouldn't want to go on a date with. You look framing scary. I see guys saying F off basically with their fingers stuck up. Like, why would I date a guy like that? What is the point in wasting your time writing stuff out like that to be funny? Is that it? It's just pathetic. I see guys dressed as clowns, guys dressed in, like, if you're a cosplayer, that's fine. Say you're a cosplayer and then put photographs like that in your bio. If you're a cross dresser, it's good to actually show pictures of you cross dressing. I saw a femboy on Badu the other day who had showed pictures of his cross dressing. I'm not interested in guys that look like women. So I want a guy to look like a guy, but I'm okay with guys who have feminine characteristics and traits, right? So I wouldn't date a femboy, I don't think, because I just wouldn't be attracted to them. Because in the scenario where they're actually female, I wouldn't be attracted to them. I might be attracted to them if they dress as male sometimes, but I wouldn't be attracted to them if they're in their female look, because that would just turn me off. I personally don't like guys with beards, right? And there's loads of guys with beards, right? If you are not getting many dates, not getting many people talk to you, women talk to you, and you have beard and you have facial hair and you have fly away like untamed hair, like you've got really long hair on your chin, you've got like stubble growing everywhere and hair popping out everywhere, and if you've got messy hair and you hardly comb it and you don't groom it properly, right? Stop doing that. Get a haircut where you can groom it and manage your hair properly. And if you do have a beard, tidy it up, make it look neat and tidy, like it's a professional, you know, beard, and that it's sharp and it's elegant, not that it's all over the place wandering like a wild bush, right? That's not attractive. If you've got a hair that's completely like a wild bush and it's doing what the hell it wants and it's going everywhere and you can't like manage it and ship shape it, it doesn't look good. You just look like you're a person who's got out of a forest, like, you know what I mean? You look like you're unkept, like you can't even look after yourself. So don't do stuff like that, and consider shaving your whole beard off, because you will attract a lot more younger women if you look younger. If you want to attract younger women and a lot more women, I would suggest shaving your beard off. You'll be surprised at how many more women you attract. I told a guy on Badoo that I'm only attracted to guys who are clean shaven all the time. And so he's like, I've just shaved. And then all of a sudden, he's got pictures of him completely shaved, photographs. He's not continued the conversation with me, but he's been online for hours. So I'm assuming he's attracted more women through shaving off his beard. Because I said, yeah, you look much more approachable like that. And younger, he goes, yeah, I do look younger. So now he's got a hairstyle that is like similar to what he had before, if not the same, but I think it's just shaped more and cut a bit better style. And he's completely clean shaven. So this means he can attract a whole lot of other women, younger women, women that are attracted to younger guys, women that look like a fresh faced look, right? Years ago, beards weren't in fashion. Like everyone used to be clean shaven. At banks and places like that, it was like a requirement that you should really be clean shaven. In certain jobs where you're dealing with customers, you should be clean shaven. Why is this? Because clean shaven people tend to be more approachable. Like a beard is a barrier between you and that person. Just like when people fold their arms, it's a barrier between you and that person. It's very bad for customer service. It means you're unapproachable. Nowadays, I see a lot more people who are using profile pics for business that have their arms folded in front of each other. Yet years ago, I was told that's really bad in sales because it's body language wise, it's saying, don't come near me. Like, I've got a barrier up. I'm protecting my heart, my body. Don't come near me. And you should not do stuff like this. So when you have your photographs, you should be open with your photographs. And if you shave all your beard off and have no facial hair, it makes you look welcoming and approachable. There's no barrier there with loads of hair between you and the other person. And think, when a person is going to kiss you, if a woman kisses you, a lot of the time the beard just gets in the way and it can rough her delicate skin up and it can make her feel like, oh, this is just like not nice. I'm tasting hair instead of tasting the person, right? So just think about these things when you're kissing or when you're making out, if you like sex and that type of thing. Is a beard helpful? Do women really love your beard? Or is that just a fallacy you've put in your head? That loads of women like beards because they keep projecting in the media about, oh, be manly, have loads of chest hair and a beard. I personally do not find a beard manly or chest hair manly. I just think it's disgusting. I'm like, if you watch some guys who are very famous, for example, Bollywood guys, you'll see that a lot of them do have no chest hair. It's like they've waxed their hair on their chest. Why is that? Because it's more attractive for women to see flesh, to see skin, than it is for women to see a forest all over your chest, right? It's more attractive for women to have a fresh faced young guy a lot of the time than it is to have a guy who looks like their father, right? You got to think about these things, right? But don't do it if you don't want it. If you really love your beard and you're just doing it to hook a woman and then you're going to grow a beard, she's going to grow disinterested to you, unattracted to you, and she's going to be off with another guy if you've purposely made yourself a different aesthetic look and you don't want to maintain and sustain that, right? But if you think about things like Street Dancer 3D, right? If you think about that with Baron, he's the star of the show, right? In terms of a male character, he's like got nice, like clean chest and no facial hair in that particular movie, right? There are other movies where guys are clean shaven and don't have any chest hair, so you have to be thinking about these things. As dancers, a lot of male dancers don't have chest hair. So think about all these type of things. Think about being well groomed, like even if you don't work and you're on disabilities, like benefits, like how can you still enhance a woman's life, right? You can enhance a woman's life by being attentive when you're talking to her, by actively listening to her. You can be attentive when she's going through a bad time. You can be really good at emotionally connecting with her, really good at supporting her emotionally. And you can put these things in your bio, You can say, like, I have a disability if you have a disability. And so physically, I might not be able to do much for you if you've got a physical disability, but I can certainly be there to give love and support and caringness. I'm at home more, so that's a benefit because it means I can answer your texts quicker, I can answer your calls quicker. If you can do that, don't just lie and be off the internet for hours and just not bother, right? But there are benefits by staying at home or having some mental health difficulties and disabilities. You can still use those to your advantage. You can become a better person in other ways. If you can't give the woman physical support like a person would on average, right? You can do things to enhance her emotional well-being, her mental health well-being, by working on the areas of yourself to help other people with that, right? So you can be emotional support when she's going through a difficult day. You can be there for her, When she's having a hard time, you can give her words of positive affirmation saying, I'm sorry you're going through a bad time at the moment, but I still believe you can do this. I still cherish you. I still think you're an amazing person. And these are supportive words, words of affirmations. It costs you nothing. And it shouldn't be any problems for your disability or mental health problems to be able to cheer someone up, to be able to cheer the person you love on, to be able to make them feel good and welcomed and valued and special and appreciated and adored. When I see guys that've got mental health problems and disabilities and all they're doing is feeling sorry for themselves, thinking, I can't get any woman and I'm unlovable and I'm uncaring, like, it's because they are not thinking about all the good and positive things that they can bring to the table. Like, not every woman's after money, right? You can have a guy who's got millions of pounds or dollars, but he could be very unemotionally available for a woman. And this is how you can flourish and shine as a person that doesn't earn much money or no money at all. You're living on benefits, basically. You can still get someone because you can make sure you're good in other ways. If you're a person that has mental health problems, but you like cooking, you could suggest that, oh, it's fine. When you've done your work, I can come and cook for you. Or I can cook food for you at my home and bring it round after your work. So you've got something there ready, right? I can be like, if I'm at home a lot, so I can be there on a text message if you need me on your breaks. I can be there for you. You can think of all the other things you can do to enhance and empower that relationship or potential relationship or dating scenario, even if you've got mental health difficulties. Even if you find things hard, you can change your life around, right? You don't have to be someone who can't get dates or relationship if you work on yourself. Don't let your limits limit you. Don't let your disabilities or mental health stop you from achieving your dreams and getting the love that you deserve. You can do this, but you have to make changes to yourself first a lot of the time to be able to be a better person for yourself and to be in a relationship with you, to be a more healthier person. You might have anxiety, but that doesn't mean to say you still can't work on how you can become a more caring, present, appreciative person in another person's life. It doesn't mean to say you can't work on how to emotionally support a woman, for example. It doesn't mean to say that you can't do other things to help a woman in her life, to raise her up, to be her cheerleader. If all you're putting stuff in your bio is stuff that's depressing or down about yourself, it's not attractive. If you are a smoker and you're attracting not many women, think about quitting smoking, quitting drinking, or toning your drink down. These are unhealthy habits. Some women can't be with smokers. They don't like it. They think it's disgusting. If you're into drugs, why not kick the drug habit? Stop being addicted to drugs and stop them completely. Stop relying on them. Stop thinking you need them at all in your life and just give it up. Right? If you're going to want to be in a serious, committed, healthy relationship, you're going to have to make yourself healthier by learning how to be caring, appreciative, kind, not narcissistic, not abusive, by learning how to give people their space, but also make a safe space for them to talk to you, be able to be your true, authentic self and have difficult conversations, be able to say no, that you don't want to do certain things when you don't want to. Not that you're just people pleasing all the time to keep a relationship or dating scenario. You can be working on being a kinder person, a caring person. So you can put these into your profile. A woman wants to be understood. She wants to be cared for. She wants to be loved, cherished, and adored. She wants someone who's supporting her emotionally and is gentle with her heart, is kind and caring, is committed to her, is not going off with other women. She wants to feel loved on a daily basis. She wants you to understand her. She wants you to be there for her worst and her best. What I mean to say, it's not her worst as in she's abusive towards you. Like she's had a really bad day at work. Her boss was horrible to her. And don't go around saying, oh, well, you'll get over it. If you say stuff like this is narcissistic. This is invalidating that person's feelings. It's putting them down and belittling how they feel. Right? If they've had a bad day at work and their boss is giving them a hard time, just say, like if you live nearby, just say like, if you want to come over, I can give you or if you want me to meet up with you outside, if they're not comfortable coming back to your home, if there's a new date, so I can just give you a cuddle, or you can just, if you're not at that stage of intimacy yet, you can say, oh, I can do a video call with you, if you want to talk about it, or I can be on the phone with you. Like, let me know if you want that now or at another time, what's convenient to you, this type of thing. Like, be there for the person on a video call, an audio call, but don't dump them or reduce your time with them, or, like, just be using them, like, because you're bored, you're lonely, you've got no one else. And then when you get a bunch of friends, you're just like, oh, I don't need this person anymore. Don't be an asshole like that, right? Be genuine, authentic, raw and real. Be kind and caring. I see people who come on a dating scene, guys who they got mental health difficulties or disabilities. And there's some that's really good. There's some that promotes themselves well in their bios. Are like, oh, I've got disability, I've got like cerebral palsy or whatever it is. And they're like, but I'm kind with a big heart. I'm a good listener. I'm very supportive. These type of things, which is good because you're promoting the good benefits whilst also saying something about you that might be difficult for a person to handle. Right. And also, the person should know how your disabilities affect you in relationships and dating. They need to know that. You've either got to put that in your bio or have a discussion about that. Right. Because obviously, if your disability makes you angry, you're not going to be a very good person to date or be in a relationship with. Right, you need to sort your anger issues out and come to terms with your disability and manage it well and effectively. Right, but if I see someone who's like, I'm disabled, no one wants me, no point in being on this dating app, like, that's just going to put a girl off. Right, if like you're putting yourself down and all you're doing is feeling sorry for yourself. I'm not saying you can't feel sorry for yourself and have feelings of feeling like life's difficult at times, but if all you're doing is feeling sorry for yourself and focusing on your own self-pity, you're not thinking about another person or other people, and you're not going to be in a healthy relationship with anyone, because if all you're doing is thinking about yourself in your own life and your own needs, you're not going to be able to care for another person. A person who's neglecting their own needs, neglecting themselves, putting themselves down, is only going to do that in a relationship with someone else. So this is not attractive. So you need to stop doing that, right? Just because you've got mental health difficulties or disabilities doesn't mean to say you can't have a healthy relationship. In order to have a healthy relationship, you have to do some healing. You have to do some work with a therapist or counselor. You can't be in a healthy relationship if you're not a healthy person. And so while you're not fully healed, likely for a long time, if ever, you can still get into a relationship. You need to have done some work to make yourself a healthier person. So an unhealthy person is someone who never wants to work on themselves, who thinks everything else in life is another person's fault, who doesn't see how their own life and traumas affected them, who doesn't get any therapy, who doesn't get any counseling, who can never say sorry, who always thinks it's someone else's fault, who just lives in self-pity all the time and is self-depreciating all the time, basically drilling themselves down, talking badly about themselves. This is not going to help you in your life. So please do not make these mistakes, right? Go out and be bold and be brave and be beautiful you, and change yourself and change your life to become a healthier guy for a woman to be in a relationship with, or a healthier person if you're not a guy watching this, right? Work on yourself and become a better version. Grow the qualities that you can. Don't worry about what you can't do. Worry about what you can do. Think about what you can do to make your life better than someone else's. And make sure that in your profile, you're not just going around like showing off your private areas, your penis and your boobs and stuff like that, because that's just going to attract the wrong type of people unless you just want to hook up. I see guys who write in their bio about, oh, I like I had someone like me go, oh, I like curvy women with big tits. Clearly, that after just physical stuff. If all you're posting in your bio is basically about physical stuff, like, sure, if you're writing your bio, I just want to hook up, you're being honest, and that's all you care about, fair enough. But if you're looking for commitment, write that in your bio, like, I'm looking for a committed relationship. So if you're not looking for that, don't message me. This helps repel the people that don't want a committed relationship with you, that are not interested in that. And it helps attract people who do want a serious committed relationship when you put stuff like this. Because if you don't tell someone you're after a serious committed relationship, most guys, for example, on dating apps are looking for hookups. So you have to make it crystal clear that you're looking for a relationship and only a relationship if that's what you're looking for. I see guys, for example, on Facebook dating, they're like, I'm looking for a relationship or something casual. That's opposite. If you've got any discrepancies or things that are opposing views and opposites like this in your bio, it's going to confuse the hell out of a woman, and a good woman will see that and she will not come anywhere near you. Because you can't have a casual relationship and something serious at the same time. It doesn't make sense. And why would you like something casual if you're committed to being serious? You wouldn't. right? So that just means you're contradictory. You don't know what the hell you want. And in your bio, if you put, I don't know what I want, then you shouldn't even be on a dating site. You should figure out what you want and what your intentions are for a relationship or dating scenario before you get into it, before you do it. Because if you're putting yourself out there on a dating site and you don't even know what the hell you want, you will get an unhealthy relationship, no relationship at all. You'll end up with dates that go nowhere or just want hookups or are not healthy for you. And that's because you don't know what you want. Right? The universe, the world, the dating scene cannot know what you want and give you what you want and give a healthy thing for you and the right thing for you if you don't know what the frigging hell you want. So take time out for you, get to know yourself better, reflect on your life, be at one with yourself. Don't even bother with dating sites. Switch the dating sites off, either delete your profile or just put it on take a break or suspend it for the time being and give yourself several months, however long it takes, to get to know yourself better, to build a life for yourself, to build your self-esteem up, to build your good qualities up, to get rid of any abusive or narcissistic traits you have, to become a better version of you. So you can come back refreshed and say, hey, like I go to the gym now, or I cook regularly, or I do an art class, or I do pottery, or I do a sport, or I'm into this, that, and the other, and you'll become a more attractive person, because if you're making yourself more attractive to yourself, you're more attracted to your own life. Will enhance a person's attractiveness to you. So you become more attractive when you are doing things that are more attractive to you in your own life, because that just gives off an attractive energy. And therefore, you attract better energies and people who are more vibrant and energetic and proactive. If you're just a passive person who's just letting life pass you by, that is not attractive for healthy women. That's not a good guy for someone to be in a relationship with. If I see a posting views like that, I just won't bother. If I see a guy who says, "Oh, I'm happy guy, I love spreading joy," but yet his profile pictures say otherwise, he's a liar. He's miserable, yet he's pretending that he's happy to attract women. That is not someone I wanted to be in a relationship with or a dating scenario with. I would just pass on them, right? Obviously, you got to think your deal breakers. Like, do you really need kids? Do you really want marriage? Could you live without them? If you can't live without them, yes, put them in your bio. But if you are okay to have kids or not okay, if you're okay to have kids or not okay with not having kids, then you can say it doesn't bother you, right? You can even put in your bio, I'm not bothered where I have kids one way or the other. But if you definitely don't want kids, I've even seen guys write in their bio, I definitely don't want kids, because you can still get people who don't read your bio properly. I've got guys who I've seen in my inbox who like, I'm only interested in cougars, but usually that means they want sex. And I'm an asexual cougar, an older girl that likes younger guys, but I'm a young girl, younger because like I have a 21st mindset, and yeah, so I'm not a traditional cougar. I don't act like an older woman, basically. But I do have a lot of life experience though to help others. So my mindset's like 21 years old because I reprogrammed it that way years ago using NLP. So yeah, they don't get the traditional cougar with me. And most younger guys want to hook up for sex with an older woman because they like the experience. Whereas I'm not into that. I'm into having a serious committed relationship one day with a younger guy. I like foreign guys, particularly Indian. That's my type of thing. So yeah, it makes it more complicated dating, but anything is possible. And dating's meant to be fun. It's meant to bring out the best in you. It's meant to make you feel good that you're meeting different people and from different cultures, learning about them, growing. So be honest in your profile. But if you've got things that aren't good about yourself, then change them. Right? If you want a different outcome to your life, you have to change yourself. You can't be the same person you are and get different results. You have to make changes to your life, to yourself, to the way you come across to people, to your characteristic traits, to your personality traits. You have to change it if something's not working for you, if you're not happy with your life or the people you're getting to come into your life on dating and relationships. You have to do some more changing in your life, grow yourself, do some stuff, right? Or get on better dating sites, get out and meet people more, such as through meetup.com, in-person events, because a lot of online dating is hookup culture. 95% of people or more, if you're asexual, would just not be suitable for you anyway. That's like something that's a global issue with all sexualities, not just asexuals. So think about all these things, right? Can you live without sex? Do you not want sex? Think about all these things, right? So if you're an asexual who doesn't like any type of sex, put I don't like any type of sex. You have to spell it out to the guy sometimes. I had a guy come in my inbox go, I'm okay without full sex. And I'm thinking, I still don't want to do blowjobs or anything like that. I'm not interested in that. So make it clear as much as possible in your bio. And just bear in mind, a lot of people don't even read your bio. So they're just gauging you on photographs. So if your photographs are looking shit and you're looking miserable, unapproachable, you're looking like you've got just you and a fish, stop posting pictures of you and a fish. It's not interesting for a woman. Why would a woman want to be interested in a fish? A woman is only interested in what you can do for her, usually what's beneficial for her in your profile. So in your pictures, put something nice. Put like if you visited a zoo, put you in a picture with an animal from a zoo. If you like aquariums, put a picture of you with an aquarium behind you. It makes it more interesting. If you're into like Doctor Who conventions, put you in a picture like a Doctor Who, but make sure with a picture of Doctor Who conventional stuff, but make sure you put a picture of yourself in your main profile. You want a picture of your face. A woman needs to see your face, your hair, your arms, your shoulders, this type of thing. Usually at least a head and shoulders shot, right? Some women like a full body shot. They want to see, like, are you an athletic looking type, a bodybuilder looking type? Are you a bit tubby or not? This type of thing. Some women like tubby guys. Some women like athletic looking guys. Some women like bodybuilding type of guys. So whatever you are, like, put these type of pictures in your profile and make sure you're at least showing your face. Don't cover half your face up. Don't blank your face out. You need to be able to show yourself and show recent photographs of yourself as well. There's nothing worse than a woman like starting to message you. She thinks she's talking to someone who looks like 22 and really he's like 52. Don't use fake pictures. Don't use bad photographs like that don't even show your true authentic self. Put pictures in there that show you in a good light but not an unrealistic light, that show you real and authentic in real scene and settings. I hope you found this useful, helpful, insightful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already and hit that bell icon so you never miss an episode of No BS dating and relationship advice. Lots of love to you. I'll see you soon on the next video live stream. Subscribe and hit that bell icon right now. Take care and share this video if you think anyone will benefit from it. Show it to your mates, your friends, whoever. And post your comments and questions below. Bye.